Petty revenge as an old work war story from 1993, I recall when I was initially starting to work full-time, the job market wasn't so great. When I was first starting out, the only full-time work I could get was as a copy repair technician, so I took a job with a large local copy company in the service department. During training, and for the first month, they made me ride along with different technicians to get a feel for the job. During this month, I rode with 4 different technicians, one each week. The first guy I worked with was named Dave. He seemed like a nice enough person, and he appeared to know what he was doing, so we worked together that week and got along fine with no issues. The next week they had me work with a guy named Rich. Rich was really cool and down to earth. We got along great, and Rich asked if I had worked with Dave the week before, so I said yes, he seems nice enough. He said wait until you get out in the field on your own, you will see what he's really like. Next 2 technicians I rode with during the following 2 weeks also said the same things about Dave. Now I usually give people the benefit of the doubt. Getting warnings from 3 different guys all about the same guy, though, set off my spidey sense. So this was back in the day before cell phones were common, and we had text pagers. You would get a page with a message to go to a service call, and the serial number of the machine would be in the message. You had to carry around a book of all the machines in your service area and look up the serial number to get the address. About 2 months after I started, I got a service call for a machine not in my book. In that event, you would have to call into dispatch and get the information. The call is made to get the info, and the machine is about a 90-minute drive one way from where I am, so it's going to be pretty much half the day on one call. With 3 hours of driving there and back, it was going to be a long day. Cycle would repeat about twice a week or so. Well, our pay was dependent on the number of calls that we did. The more calls you did without a callback, the bigger your bonus. After a month of these calls, we had our next monthly service meeting, and I voiced my problem with sending me to service calls that were 3 hours of driving and out of my territory. It turns out the machines were in Super Dave's territory. Super Dave didn't want to have to do certain calls, knew how to work the system. As a technician, you could call into dispatch and have them send a call to another technician or from another technician to yourself. Now it was clear why the other guys warned me about him. Now I also knew how to deal with his BS. When the next month's service meeting came around, I decided to give Super Dave a little spicy time. So that morning, I stopped at an auto parts store and bought a 3-pack of bungee cords. Super Dave drove a 1992 Ford Ranger with a 5-speed manual transmission. So I waited for him to pull up in his truck and go into the branch. I crawled up under his truck and hooked the bungee cords around his clutch cable and the other end to one of the exhaust hangers. This basically made it so when he tried to push in the clutch pedal, it would be extremely difficult, and because of the safety switch, he couldn't start his truck without pushing in the clutch. So I told my buddies in the branch to stick around after the meeting, and we would see Super Dave struggling to get his truck started. He hit the roof of the truck with his head trying to push in the clutch pedal. We were all dying laughing inside the branch. I don't think he ever figured out who did it. It was nothing destructive and could easily be removed, but it was a little petty revenge.